Good morning and a very warm welcome. You're watching JanataTelevision and this is the English Bulletin with me, Sushant Thakal. The top stories first. Devotees observing 9th day of Dasai today. This day is dedicated to goddess Mahagauri. Gas dealers assure of adequate supply of gas during this Dasai dismiss rumors regarding gas shortage. Coronavirus cases continue to rise in Nepal. More than 2 new cases reported yesterday. Suicide bomb hits student center in Kabul. 19 killed and dozens wounded in the Afghan capital. And Manchester United and Chelsea play out a 0-0 draw at Old Trafford. Manchester City settle for a point against West Ham. And now the news in detail. The Nepalese society is celebrating Mahanavami, or the 9th day of the Dasai festival today. This day is dedicated to the worship of goddess Mahagauri, who is considered as the embodiment of truth. It is believed that the purpose of her existence is to establish peace in the world. A report.
Goddess Mahagauri rides a white oxen and wears a white dress. Mahagauri is a form of goddess Parvati when she was 16 years old and unmarried. On this day, devotees also sacrifice buffaloes, goats, lamb, rooster and ducks. Others who prefer not to kill animals offer banana or cucumber to the goddess. Hundreds of people flock to the Taleju Bhavani temple at Basantapur Darbar Square on the 9th day of Dasai. But this year's celebration has been hampered by coronavirus crisis. This temple, which lies to the north of Hanumantoka in the heart of Kathmandu, is open for public only on this special day of Navami. Despite the risk of infection, devotees have also been visiting other temples like Gueshwari, Naksal Bhagwati, Kalkastan, Maiti Devi, Bhadrakali, Sankata, Raktakali, Shobha Bhagwati, Dakshin Kali, Naradevi, Bijeshwari and Banglamukhi.
The LP Gas Dealers Federation of Nepal has reassured the public that there will be no gas shortage during the current festive season. The federation has claimed that the import has well exceeded the demand and therefore there is no chance of shortage. A report.
The LP Gas Dealers Federation has informed that it has been importing enough cooking gas and therefore there is no worry about shortages during this festive season. The Federation has informed that cooking gas bullets have not been blocked by the government ever since the lockdown began in March, and it is for this reason we have not faced any shortages in the recent days.
जसरी चाडपर्व आउँदै गर्दा जाडोयाम आउँदै गर्दा ग्यास अभाव हुने गर्थ्यो तर यस वर्ष त्यस्तो अवस्था छैन उपभोक्ताले मागे बमोजिम डिलरमा ग्यास आएको छ र सोही अनुरूप हामीले चाहिँ बिक्री वितरण पनि देशैभरिका साथीहरूले हामीले गरिरहेका छौं.
The Federation has urged everyone not to believe in the rumors regarding the shortage of cooking gas. The Federation claims that the reason why an artificial shortage is created during the festive season is because people hoard cylinders for no apparent reason. The Federation has also urged everyone to be extra careful during the festivities as people spend more time in the kitchen cooking and any form of gas leakages can cause explosions.
ग्यासको प्रयोग सम्बन्धी जनचेतनामूलक कार्यक्रमहरू हामीले गरिरहेका छौं र सरकारले पनि ग्यास प्रयोग सम्बन्धी जनचेतनामूलक कार्यक्रमहरू ठाउँ-ठाउँमा गरिरहेको अवस्था छ र त्यतिले मात्रै पर्याप्त छैन. अहिले प्रत्येक स्थानीय तहमा ग्यासको प्रयोग सम्बन्धी जनचेतनामूलक कार्यक्रमहरू गर्न आवश्यक छ.
The big consumers of LP cooking gas, including the hotel industry, restaurants, and party palaces, have been hard hit by the coronavirus, and therefore consumption is on the low side. Also, many people have left the Kathmandu Valley, which has become the hotspot for the spread of the virus, to their hometowns, bringing down the consumption of cooking gas significantly.
The Musfir Madini Mosque, located at Sundara, has been vandalized by an unidentified group on Saturday morning. The ownership of the Musfir Madini Mosque, located behind the under-construction Dharara, is with the Nepal government and has been run by the Muslim community. The vandalism on Saturday was done with the help of a dozer by an unidentified group, which has created tension among the Muslim community. The chairman of the Muslim Commission, Samim Mia Ansari, has claimed the vandalism was the work of land mafia who had in the past threatened to take the 6 annas of land on which the mosque stands. The Musfir Madini is more than a 100-year-old mosque which was damaged during the 2015 earthquake when the Dharara tower next to it crumpled to the ground. The Muslim community had been using the mosque by creating a temporary setup. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after the break. We continue with other national news. The government has confirmed 2,225 new cases of coronavirus across the country during the latest rounds of tests. According to the Health Ministry, Kathmandu Valley alone reported 1,110 new cases. The Ministry of Health and Population informed that the total caseload of coronavirus in the country has now climbed to 155,233. So far, 108,334 patients have recovered from the disease, while the number of active cases is 46,057. Meanwhile, the death toll from coronavirus has climbed to 842 across the country. The ministry yesterday confirmed the deaths of 13 more people due to coronavirus. Nepal is currently among the top 34 countries that have been most affected by the pandemic. The provincial government of Karnali state has decided to provide free tests and treatment to anyone displaying symptoms of coronavirus. The cabinet meeting of the provincial government on Saturday took a decision to this effect. The meeting endorsed also a 16-point decision which included upgrading Surkhet Airport, for which the government decided to approve a memorandum of understanding signed with the Civil Aviation Authority of Nepal. Likewise, the meeting also decided to present a bill to establish Karnali Information Technology and Mass Media Academy to the Provincial Secretariat. Another vital decision taken by the meeting was to forward the bill regarding Mountaineering Science and Technology University in the Provincial Assembly. And now the news from the economic front. Finance Minister Vishnu Paudel has suggested policy reforms in order to improve the weak condition of the country's capital expenditure. According to Minister Paudel, many legal policies have hindered the capital expenditure and needs immediate attention. Such policy reforms can help the current situation to a great extent, the Finance Minister said. The primary objective of the Ministry of Finance currently is to analyze such legal policies and provide expertise to the government in this matter, Minister Paudel added. Similarly, the Finance Ministry has formed strategies to tackle the challenges posed by COVID-19 pandemic in giving continuity to large infrastructure projects, the Finance Minister added.
सुधार ल्याउनका लागि हामीले चाहिँ कोभिडले सृजना गरेका चुनौतीलाई सामना गर्ने अलगै हाम्रो योजना रहन्छ। त्यसबाहेक हाम्रा कतिपय प्रबन्धहरू कानुनी नियमगत प्रबन्धहरू छन् वा अरू चीजहरू पनि छन् जसले चाहिँ हाम्रो पुँजीगत खर्चमा बाधा सृजना गरिरहेको छ भनेदेखि ती चीजहरुमा पनि हामी चाहिँ समग्रतामा समीक्षा गर्छौं र आवश्यक निर्णय लिँदै हामीहरू अगाडि बढ्छौँ र पुँजीगत खर्चको यो कमजोर अवस्थामा पनि हामी उल्लेखनीय सुधार ल्याउँछौँ।
Likewise, Minister Paudel informed that collection of revenue in the current situation will also be difficult, but the ministry will push for it. The ministry's attention has also been drawn to manage the expenses of government and different departments of the state. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back, and now the international news. At least 18 people have been killed and several others injured, and several others have been wounded after a suicide bomb hit an education center in the Afghan capital Kabul, according to BBC. A report.
Violence and assault continue to terrorize people of Kabul as yet another suicide bomb hits a student center in Kabul yesterday. 18 people have been reported dead and the injured have been taken to hospital. Officials fear the death toll may rise. The blast reportedly occurred in an area densely populated by the Shia community. The explosion at the private facility, which offers courses for students in higher education, occurred late in the afternoon. BBC quoted the Interior Ministry of Afghanistan as saying, "In a country already devastated by Taliban terror, the rise of Islamic State group has made matters even worse. The IS has taken the responsibility of the attack by posting messages on social media. Taliban has already denied its involvement in the attack. The Shia community has been repeatedly targeted by Sunni Muslim fundamentalists such as the IS, who do not approve of the Shia community's practice of Islam. At present, bloodshed and blast have crippled the civilians of Kabul. Taliban has also conducted many attacks despite holding peace talks with the Afghan government in Doha, Qatar."
Europe became the second region after Latin America to surpass 250,000 deaths on Saturday, Reuters reported. According to the news agency, the region reported a record number of daily COVID-19 infections in the past 2 weeks. Europe reported 200,000 daily infections for the first time on Thursday. Europe accounts for nearly 19% of global deaths and about 22% of global cases, according to a Reuters tally. The United Kingdom, Italy, France, Russia, Belgium and Spain account for nearly two-thirds of about 250,000 deaths registered until now from a total of about 8 million cases across Europe. The United Kingdom leads Europe's death toll with about 45,000 deaths, followed by Italy, Spain, France and Russia. Prime Minister Boris Johnson said on Thursday Britain cannot rely on vaccine and will need to use other measures to slow down the pandemic. You're watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Manchester United held on to a 0-0 draw against Chelsea yesterday in the English Premier League. United, who remained stuck in the bottom half of the table, were at least able to avoid losing a third straight home league game at the start of the season for the first time since 1930. Blues captain Cesar Azpilicueta was hauled to the ground by United skipper Harry Maguire in the first half, but a penalty was denied to the Blues. The game eventually ended 0-0. The draw meant United are still stuck at 15th in the table, while Chelsea remains 6th. In other matches, Manchester City settled for a 1-1 draw against West Ham United with goals from Phil Foden and Mikel Antonio, respectively. Champions Liverpool came from 1-0 behind to win the match against Sheffield United by 2-1. New signing Diego Jota impressed yet again as he secured the decisive goal of the match in the 64th minute. Brazilian Roberto Firmino had levelled the game at the end of the first half after Sander Berg had given the lead to Sheffield through a spot kick. Liverpool climbed to second in the table, which is still topped by their Merseyside rivals, Everton. Spanish giants Barcelona suffered a heavy defeat against arch-rivals Real Madrid in a thrilling El Clasico yesterday at Camp Nou. Barcelona's Ansu Fati, 17, became the youngest ever player to score in El Clasico history after he leveled the scoring in the 8th minute. Federico Valverde had given Madrid the lead in the 5th minute. Sergio Ramos scored the next goal for Madrid in the 63rd minute through a penalty which was controversially given after using the VAR assistance. The final nail in the coffin was hammered in by Luka Modric as he scored in the 90th minute to put the tie in Madrid's favour. Lionel Messi was far from his best and has not scored in the last 6 Clásicos that he has played in. The win keeps Madrid at the top of the La Liga table on 13 points, and Barcelona's poor start to the season continues as they drop to 12th in the table with just 7 points. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin and the headlines once again. Devotees observing 9th day of Dasai today. This day is dedicated to goddess Mahagauri. Gas dealers assure of adequate supply of gas during this Dasai dismiss rumors regarding gas shortage. Coronavirus cases continue to rise in Nepal. More than 2,000 new cases reported yesterday. Suicide bomb hits student center in Kabul. 19 killed and dozens wounded in the Afghan capital. And Manchester United and Chelsea play out a 0-0 draw at Old Trafford. Manchester City settled for a point against West Ham. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.